First of all, disclaimer. I am no longer a student. However, I do have a master's degree in cooking like a student. And paleontology. Because if Emily makes a video and doesn't mention paleontology, did she really make a video? Now, there are plenty of ways to cook like a student. First and foremost being just don't cook. Get a kebab or something. But this is for the days when you're sick of pesto pasta, God forbid, and you're feeling a little bit crazy, a little bit adventurous. So this recipe is called Pasta Surprise. For this recipe, you will need pasta, water for the pasta, a pot for the pasta, a frying pan, probably. Side note, if you don't know how to do your own dishes, I'm sure your flatmate won't mind you using theirs. Oil, probably. A can of tomatoes. It's called Pasta Surprise because everything else in the recipe is just whatever's about to go off in your fridge. For this recipe, you want to start by having spent 14 hours alone in your room, having a nap, hungover, or writing some sort of important paper. Ideally, all three. Good. You know it's time to start cooking when you've been hungry for a good hour at least, and no longer care about what the hell you put into your body. When the pasta water is boiled, you're going to want to go ahead and put just way too much into that pot, because you don't care what happens anymore. You'll probably eat it. You disgusting carb machine. Because you've got no attention span left after writing that bloody paper, well done you. Go ahead and put on an episode of some cartoon at this point because you're in denial about your adulthood and your far, far away childhood where everything was better and you didn't have to deal with any of this rubbish. Call your mum if that helps. Now that the pasta's boiling over, it's time to take a look and see if there's anything edible in the fridge. That'll do. That cheese is mouldy, so that'll go in. Any normal person would have cooked that about a week ago or just thrown it out, but you spent 50 whole p on that onion and you are not going to waste it. Yeah, I should have cooked that sooner. Hello? No, food. Food. Drink later. Drink to forget the food. Now don't worry about washing any of these vegetables or whatever you might be using, because if you die from ingesting fertiliser or pesticide or, I don't know, some disease, then it just means you don't have to pay off your student loans. Graduate tip. I don't know, throw them in the frying pan, I guess. So at the point when they look like they're going to start burning, now it's time to throw in the sauce. Once you've thrown in the sauce, go to town. You've got some spices, put those in! A bouillon cube? What's that? I don't know, it's going in. Some cheese? Sure, everything's better with cheese. Chuck in that pasta from earlier, and try not to spill it. You're probably going to spill it. Add a bit more cheese because you're not convinced you added quite enough the first time round. At this point you're going to want to think about all the things that you could have added to make whatever this is more edible, that you didn't have the foresight to buy ahead of time. And now it's time to eat. And go ahead and put that show from earlier back on. It'll take your mind off the plate of mediocre to bad food that sat in front of you. Cheers. Tastes like whatever was in the fridge. Thank you to everyone for watching, and I will see you in the next one. You know, it's not too bad actually. The bouillon cube was a mistake.